It started like any other rescue mission. Ethan Cole, human exploration engineer, was mapping an asteroid field on the outer edges of Zyphor Expanse, a volatile region known for pirate activity and rogue energy storms. My job was routine: survey the resource nodes, relay coordinates to headquarters, and stay out of trouble. Yet, the universe has a way of making the ordinary extraordinary. The distress signal was faint, barely a whisper in the electromagnetic noise. At first, I assumed it was another stranded cargo vessel or an automated mining pod. But the signal carried a heartbeat, or something like it. I followed it through a narrow canyon of floating rock until I saw her, a small, trembling figure, trapped beneath a twisted metallic frame. Her skin shimmered pale green, and her eyes glowed softly with an otherworldly light. A Larini child. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just looked at me, and in that gaze, I saw raw terror mixed with hope. I had no medical protocol for Larini physiology, but instinct kicked in. Carefully, I pried the debris from her limbs, activated the emergency field blanket, and carried her back to my shuttle. "Don't worry," I said, keeping my voice calm, though my heart pounded. "You're safe now." She tilted her head and whispered sounds I didn't understand. Still, she clung to me, and somehow, that small grip was heavier than any weight I'd lifted in years. Once aboard, I stabilized her injuries and fed her emergency rations. Minutes stretched like hours as I waited for her vital signs to normalize. Finally, she blinked up at me, luminous eyes wide with awe, her tiny mouth forming a hesitant "thank you," or something like it. I smiled, brushing my hand over her hair. "Just hang on. You'll be okay." Middle. A return that altered everything. The Larini authorities arrived hours later, taking the child back with formal gratitude. I assumed that would be the end of it. She would grow, and I would never see her again. That was how the galaxy worked. Or so I thought. 10 years later, I was stationed on Horizon Outpost, overseeing resource expeditions and training new pilots. My days were predictable, the nights quiet. That is, until the shuttle docking bay opened and a delegation from the Larini conclave requested an audience with me. I was escorted to a high-ceilinged observation chamber, where the doors hissed closed behind me. And then I saw her. No longer the child I had saved, but a woman, luminous, graceful, radiating authority and poise that could command a fleet. Her eyes, the same glowing silver green, locked on mine. "You," she said softly, with a voice both familiar and commanding. "Human who saved my niece." I froze. My mind raced, connecting dots. She wasn't the child. She was the aunt, Saylara, matriarch of a prominent Larini clan. I remember helping a child," I said cautiously. "I didn't know she had family." Saylara's lips curved into a faint smile. "She spoke of you often." Her words sent an unexpected warmth through me. I had saved the child out of instinct, out of simple human decency, never expecting repercussions beyond a thank you. "Why are you here?" I asked, uncertain. "Because," Saylara replied, stepping closer, "your actions changed more than a child's life. They changed mine as well." The connection. Lessons in humanity. She told me how the child I had rescued, Nira, had grown into a respected scholar within the conclave. But Nira's transformation wasn't just about survival. It was her aunt's insistence that those who save lives deserve recognition, respect, and in some cases, a bond that transcends politics. Saylara explained that my selfless act became a cornerstone story within her family, one that taught them about human ethics, morality, and restraint. She had studied humanity herself, inspired by my actions, learning about patience, empathy, and decision-making. You didn't know it, but your choice set a standard, she said. One that changed our perspective on other species entirely. I struggled to find words. The galaxy had often painted humans as fragile, emotional, and weak, yet here was a member of a proud alien civilization telling me that my humanity had influenced policy, culture, and family decisions across light years. You see, she continued, Nira spoke often of the human who saved her life. But her eyes softened, glimmering with an almost imperceptible light. I wanted to meet the human who had taught her the value of trust and kindness. Conflict, trust, responsibility, and choice. Her presence brought complications. The Larini conclave insisted on formal recognition of my actions, proposing diplomatic status and interstellar responsibilities. My life suddenly became entangled with alien politics, something I had always avoided. Saylara, I didn't do it for recognition, I said. I just did what any human would in that moment. She studied me, and for the first time, I noticed something deeper in her expression: curiosity, admiration, and a faint challenge. The galaxy will never see your act as mundane, she said. And now that you are here, it may demand more of you than you expect. I swallowed hard. The idea of obligations, treaties, and duties weighed on me. But as I looked into her glowing eyes, I realized something. The galaxy could demand, but kindness doesn't ask for reward. It chooses it. And what do you expect from me? I asked cautiously. Saylara stepped closer. Her presence was commanding yet gentle, like a tide pulling the shore. I expect nothing. Yet I hope you will choose to stay, not because of duty, but because you believe in what we can build together. Nira trusts you. I trust you. Perhaps it is time the galaxy did too. Resolution. Choices that shape the galaxy. Over the following months, I remained on Horizon Outpost, assisting the Larini with cultural exchanges, translation of protocols, and humanitarian operations. My relationship with Saylara evolved, not romantically, though there was mutual respect and subtle admiration, but as partners in a mission to bridge two civilizations. Nira often visited, now fully grown and accomplished. She smiled knowingly whenever she saw her aunt and me coordinating efforts, clearly pleased that her life had brought these unlikely allies together. The galaxy took notice. Other species, observing the bond and collaboration between humans and Larini, began reconsidering preconceived notions. Small conflicts were resolved with negotiation instead of force, and pilot exchanges increased as trust grew across borders. And through it all, Saylara remained a constant reminder that one act of human kindness, simple, unassuming, instinctive, can ripple through time and space, influencing the lives of many in ways the original actor may never comprehend. Ending, a life changed forever. Years later, I stood on the observation deck, looking out at the stars, reflecting on a life that had shifted in ways I could never have anticipated. Saylara stood beside me, silently observing, and Nira hovered in the background, now a confident young diplomat. You changed more than her life, Saylara said softly, breaking the silence. You changed mine, and perhaps in small ways, the galaxy itself. I nodded, overwhelmed by the simplicity and magnitude of the truth. Humanity had a tendency to act without thinking of consequences, yet sometimes that recklessness carried wisdom, compassion, and power. And you? I asked. Are you satisfied? She looked at me, a faint glow of amusement and warmth lighting her features. I am. Because you reminded us all that the smallest actions matter most.